Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm back with another video, so I'm gonna just get right back into it, and I'm gonna keep it funky like two armpits. So, Army Lieutenant Caron Nazario is a black and Latino military officer that was pulled over and pepper sprayed. Now, let's talk about it for real, because if you watch the video from beginning to end, if you're not disturbed by it, then there is obviously something wrong with you. If you are looking at some way to make this person deem the problematic aspect, I'm gonna look at you funny. Only because, yes, his tag was not on the bottom of the vehicle, but it was taped up in the window and still visible plain sight. Now, they also said that the windows were a little more tinted than the acceptable amount. But on the video, you can actually see, the license plate out there. But if you look at the video, the moment that they got out, they had the guns drawn. Now, as a person, personally speaking, that has had cops with their guns out, you do not move. You do not make certain movements, because your fear is if you make the wrong move, you're not leaving from that spot in that moment. So your goal is to always be cautious and steadfast and not moving, because you don't want to have the problems where you run into a situation where you're in the wrong. So you just stay still. You're going to be in the wrong because you're staying still. But if you watch that video, all of the orders that were being said were contradicting, i.e., put your hands out of the window, don't move, get out of the car. You just told me, keep my hands out of the window, don't move, and then tell me to open the vehicle, from two different police officers. What do you think a person's gonna do? Not move. That's just it. I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna keep still. But when you listen to the officer that was fired, Gutierrez, he said, you're gonna feel the lightning. Now, when you tell somebody they're gonna feel the lightning, that means you're about to tase them. Now, initially, if somebody tells me they're going to feel the lightning, I don't even know what that means. I had to sit there and think about it. But if you tell me I'm going to feel the lightning, I'm instantly going to be in fear. Not because you just said something random, but it's the idea of something problematic that's going to happen. But then this man tells him, hey, I'm afraid. And he says, you should be. Think about that wording. You should be. That means that what you think is finna go down is gonna be totally different from what you think is about to go down. You understand what I'm saying? You literally told me I should be afraid, because that means that you're gonna do something to me. Now, if you say that to me and then I respond by defending myself, then I'm in the wrong. Now, people got mad at Kaepernick talking about police brutality and all of that stuff, but we see it from a military man, because they said, oh, you're kneeling during the flag, you're this horrible individual, you don't care about the military and all of that stuff. But as a black and Puerto Rican person that sees a black and Latino man serving his country that's an Army lieutenant, that means he had to work his way up to get that title. You see what I'm saying? It's not like he was a private. No, this dude is a lieutenant. That means he put in the work. And he was afraid. It's no telling how many tours he's done. It's no telling what he's done in his career in order to get to this place. Yet, he was afraid. You understand? Then they pepper sprayed him. And he's like, hey, I got a dog in the car. Mad calm, if you look at his verbiage. But could he have gotten out of the car? Yes. But if he'd have gotten out of the car, what could have happened if he'd have just instantly jumped out? I want y'all to really think about that. You got to get out of this thing about, well, they should have just complied and did what they said. But you take out the fact of the contradicting statements. You take out the fact that there's guns aimed at them or tasers. All you see is a weapon aimed at you. You don't move. You have to be in a realm where you can understand that, hey, in this moment, I'm at a position that could cost me my life. I'm not just going to move just because you said to do this thing, but you also said to say don't move, but then tell me to move. Have you ever been whooped by your parents where they be like, do you understand what I'm saying? Answer me. And you answer and they tell you to shut up instantly. Or they be like, what are you doing talking to me? I told you not to say nothing. These are the things that you need to take into accountability. That when you ask a human being that has guns drawn on them to stay still, don't move, keep your hands out of the window, but then say open the vehicle. Those 3 statements alone would make you stay still, because the moment that you move too fast could cost you your life. The moment that you make a move or you tell them this is what I'm going to do, and they panic because they think that you're going to do something and you die, then what are they going to say? We don't know. A prime example, you see what's going on with George Floyd's and Derek Chauvin's trial. He was detained, handcuffed on the ground. He obviously complied. It wasn't a big fight or anything like that. Even if you look at all of the videos, they had one moment when they put him in a vehicle and then they yanked him out. He was subdued on his chest. Yet he still passed away or died, murdered, whichever verbiage you choose to use, because that's what you choose to use. But at the end of the day, this man was not wrong. And we know he wasn't wrong from the beginning to the end. But then you watch the cop at the end say, hey, let's not push this further, because if we do, you can get in trouble and all of this stuff. They were trying to coerce him not to put it any further because they were going to try to get him in trouble. You see what I'm saying? Like, the only difference is this was on video. If you really look at society and what black people have gone through, this is not new. It's just being televised. It's on video. You're seeing it live and direct, yet people still trying to find a way to justify the injustices that go on. You need to actually be aware of what goes on around you, because this isn't new. I experienced this. God, how long has it been now? Oh, almost 15 years ago. I experienced that. Had guns in my face, keep your hands on the dash. My peoples had to have his hands on the dash. And then my homeboy had 4 fingers on the back of my seat, and they said thumbs too. I don't know what you can do with your thumbs when your whole hand is on there, but your thumbs is just hanging off, but they want your thumbs on there too. I didn't know thumbs were that dangerous. But this is something that you have to understand. I'm talking about something from almost 15 years ago. We're talking about something that happened in December. You have to be realistic in the idea that things actually happen to people in this country that you may not have seen, but now you're actually seeing it, but yet you still respond in a way that says, oh, well, it's the person's fault because they didn't comply. But if it's contradictory, how can you comply? You understand? That's what you need to think about. Now, remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. It's all free. Click that notification bell, hit the all button so you can get these new videos, because I got way more heat coming out. All right, everybody. Peace.